Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. This man in front of me, I have not spoken to on the record since he won his second pro show a few months back in October. It was the Chicago Pro, which happened in Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome AKIM BK Beast Williams. How are you?
Hey, Ron, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this was a great. I keep saying this is a great year, but 2021 is actually in progress. It feels like we're still stuck in 2020, but
yeah, nothing really changed.
2020, man, you leveled up again in 2020, and now I'm starting to think, geez, this guy might be Mr. Olympia one day sooner rather than later. I'll get to that. We'll get to that eventually. But geez, 2020. So you start off the year with the 7th place at the Arnold, not bad, but got you conditioned better and better and better. And by October, you headed down to hot Atlanta. Yeah, it was hot too. Geez, for the Chicago Pro. And that became your second pro win. You got many, many second and third places as a pro. So Olympia was where things really got interesting. Top 6 is like the coveted. That's what most guys dream of. Most guys dream of making it to the Olympia for one thing, and they never do. But then to get to the top 5, top 6, that's a whole another level. And you finally cracked it this year. First of all, what was it like? Because I think you were in the first call out at the Olympia, weren't you?
Yeah, we're first call out at Olympia. Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Well, I mean, the whole point of going into the 2020 Olympia, I keep telling everybody, I just want to, my whole goal was to make it to that first call out. I didn't really care. I mean, sure, I cared about the placings after, but my main focus was I need to get that first call. I know I got what it takes to be in that first call out. Yeah. So that was my whole campaign going into the 2020 Miss Olympia.
To hear your name with Brandon Curry, Big Ramy, and then AKIM, you must be like, oh my God, this is awesome. So they kept you out there, man. They kept you guys out there. Steve Weinberger is he's I won't say the hardest working because he makes you guys work the hardest, but he really puts you guys through the paces and makes sure everybody gets moved around. Everyone gets a really good look from the judges. But that was some of the toughest judging for the top guys. Was that the longest you've ever had to be out there for comparisons?
I think Chicago is actually worse, man.
Yeah, he was head judge there too. I think.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, it's good. You don't want to rush through these things. You guys spend a lot of time, money, and effort getting ready. You don't want to be up there for 2 minutes. Yeah. So what do you think it was that set you apart this time? What improvements do you think you made that finally got you up into a guy that was kind of cracking top 10? Maybe you were always on that verge of 10th, 11th, 12th place, somewhere in there. And now, boom, you made it up. So what do you think was the difference for 2020?
Well, I think, from training and switching up our training style and everything like that is finally showing, making a difference in the way my physique look. And also I have a lot more confidence in myself, being that I've been doing this for a while and I actually, definitely know the formula now to get in shape. So my confidence has definitely grown. And I know what it takes to get into that, get there, to take it to the next level and get compared to the top guys. Yeah, I know what it takes, Yeah. So I think the combination of all those 3 things has helped me to really improve my physique and showcase it a lot better,
Yeah, because you were in Coach Oscar. You've been with him about 3-4 years now. How long?
3 years now. Yeah,
3 years. So it seemed like in the beginning he had to figure out. He had to take you way down to I think you were 245 when you started looking right a couple of years ago. And so it was okay, well now he's got the condition. Let's get him back big again. And it seems like you put it all together. Because what'd you end up weighing at the Olympia?
I think I was about 265. I think it was.
Okay, so same condition that you had struggled for a couple of years to match, but then you got all that size back because, boy, you were competing for a long time right around 260, 270 in that realm, right?
Yeah.
But without the condition that we're seeing on you now.
Yeah.
I'm a training nerd, so I have to ask about this. You were very, very, very well known for a super strong guy, such heavyweights. I'm sure you're still extraordinarily strong, but you were doing a lot of low reps. And they worked for you. They put the size on you. Looking back, do you think you could have gotten all that size with a little less weight and more reps? Or do you think you needed to go that heavy for a long time to build all that size?
I think I did need to go that heavy to build the size that I have, especially that density that I have. Yeah. I think I go that heavy to create that muscle density, Okay. Yeah. I see guys nowadays that, do the volume stuff and they don't look quite as dense as somebody like Ronnie Coleman or somebody like me, they don't have that muscle density. So I think in the beginning, To me, I think as a bodybuilder coming up right now, if you were trying to pick a training style, I think you should do a combination of both.
Yeah, because we all love Ronnie, and we all hate to see how Ronnie struggled in these past few years with just walking and all these surgeries and everything. Do you think if you had kept on training exactly the way you were training, that could have been your future?
Definitely, man. Because it's a few lifts. I was really pushing the envelopes, man. But one time we was doing some stuff, and I actually was squatting like about 900 pounds.
Jeez.
I had a spot behind me, and I thought he was going to help me re-rack the weight because it's that heavy. And we missed the rack, and that thing almost crushed me. I never really we caught it on footage and everything like that. I never really posted it. But just doing stuff like that, that kind of made me take a step back,
Dude, what?
Not using powerlifting equipment and stuff like that, using regular gym equipment, do that kind of weight is nerve-wracking to rack it back and take it out and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And that's dangerous, So
that's why the world-class powerlifters use that monolift. It
exactly.
does it for you. You don't have to walk it out and walk it back.
Yeah.
Because, geez, it's hard enough walking back and forth with maybe 400 or 500 pounds. I can't even imagine 900 pounds.
Yeah.
Just to give you some extra credit there, Ronnie did that 800 pounds with a full squat suit on.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a scuba suit, but it's probably like, neoprene that thick, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did that, I'm assuming, without a squat suit.
Yeah, without a squat suit. Just a belt, and I think I had some leg warmers on.
Wow.
No
knee wraps. Wow, dude. Okay. Did you fire that spot, or was that the last time you let him spot you?
I'll tell you why, he would never spot me again, though.
Ooh, what was he? He's probably checking out some girl in yoga pants that was next to you, right?
Nah, for some reason he thought I actually, because he was walking it in, and he let go of the bar, so I'm thinking that it's in. So I just dropped it, and it went straight down.
Wow. So, man, you dodged a bullet. That could have been a catastrophic injury. That's a lot of weight. Ooh.
Yeah, dodged a bullet. I think I got an angel looking over me, and some.
Speaking of dodging bullets, tons and tons of people at the Olympia caught COVID at the Olympia. So I think you and I, you too? Okay. Well, I mean, half the people I've talked to got it. At least half.
Yeah, I got it.
Did you catch it there and you got sick when you got home?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like for you?
Well, the first couple of days, I felt fine, and then it took a turn for the worse. Maybe like about 4 or 5 days in, I had a really high fever. Like a really high fever. That was the worst of it. I would wake up, I would go to sleep, and I would wake up like in a pool of like water, like sweat.
Yeah.
And then once the fever broke within like 2 days, I was actually contemplating going to the hospital because that fever was really bad. And then once the fever broke, I started feeling better right after that.
So did you get, because like everyone seems to have different effects. Like Jake Wood, the owner of the Olympia, he had it before the Olympia, and he said he was in bed like 18, 20 hours a day. He could not physically get out of bed. Did you get that fatigue?
Yeah, I was really tired also.
Yeah.
How
about your scent, your taste and smell?
Nah, those stay. Yeah.
But when you're tired, could you like get up and do things around the house or no?
Not really. Just going to like make breakfast or even brushing your teeth was just exhausting. You really feel tired. But I think my problem was, just from competing and being really drained, it hit me hard. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is I think so many of the athletes, your immune system, when you're down to 3-4%, whatever it is, super low body fat, dehydrated, you've been exhausted doing all the cardio and all that. Most people don't sleep enough the last couple of weeks for sure. I think your immune system is in the toilet anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
COVID comes knocking. Whew, man. Well, I'm glad you're okay. So you were over it? What sounds like within a week or so?
Yeah, about a week, a little bit over a week. Yeah, I was fine. As soon as the fever break, I started feeling back normal again. Okay, the heart fever,
Yeah. Did you pass it on to any of your friends or loved ones?
Yeah. Well, whoever was around me, but at the Olympia, because that's where I picked it up.
Right. Yeah. I lucked out because I did, Milos Sarshev did all the wrap-ups with me. So we're like this close, and I'm like yelling at him because we can't hear anything. We got breath flying back and forth, and he had it. He got very, very sick. He was out of commission for a couple of weeks. And,
wow.
Maybe I'm immune. I don't know. Let's hope so. All right. Enough about COVID. So that was your 2020. You do need to qualify again because it's top 5. Damn it, you missed it by 1. You wouldn't have to do any other shows this year. So what are you thinking for 2021?
Right now, I think the goal is to try to do a show like the Arnold Classic. So I'm gonna wait until I get a date for the Arnold Classic. I think that's the plan for now. Is go back. I would have loved to do the New York Pro, but being with the year that I had last year, from competing from the Arnold, then couldn't find a show, and then going to Chicago, and then going to Olympia. I didn't really get a break at all. Yeah. No rest, whatever, because I was constantly, keeping my fingers crossed that that show would be available so I could just jump in. Right. So I think it's about time I give myself a little bit of a break and do something like the Arnold, which is probably going to shoot for like maybe September.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything. I wish they would hurry up and make some kind of decision on that, because everybody's waiting to see when September, October, November. Oh, we lost you there for a second. Where'd you go, Akim? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Okay. Somebody called you.
Getting all these spam calls, man. I don't know who have my number.
Yeah, that's why I get spam. So yeah, let's look at. So you started prep for the Arnold probably December of 2019.
Exactly.
And then, geez, you competed up until December. Was it 15th or 16th? Mm-hmm. And you did a show in between there too. So were you in prep the whole year, or did you take any off-season time?
I was pretty much in prep the whole year. That's why I couldn't physically. I would have been burnt out trying to do the New York Pro in May. I wish I would have moved it back a little bit later, but well,
could still happen. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, because they got it in Florida. Florida's like the Wild West. Anything goes down there. So I think every damn show. Maybe the Arnold will be in Florida. Who knows? But man, yeah, because that's if that's not, if for any reason that show doesn't happen, God forbid. But there's other shows. You'll find something. You'll do it. I have no doubt you can qualify. But you were in a good spot, at least because, not that being in prep for a full year is a good thing, but you don't really need to build any more size, where there are still people out there you're competing against who have body parts that are lagging. They need a little more mass. So they were screwed last year because they could never take the foot off the pedal, because they're prepping for this show. It got moved, and that show got moved, and that. And man, I think most of the guys and girls at the Olympia in all the divisions, a lot of them were in prep much, much longer than they originally thought they would be.
Yeah.
You definitely were, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about happier things. You have started your own training business, online training, called trainwithakim.com. That's easy enough. Glad you got that website. Nobody stole it first. So, how long has this been in the works? Have you been kind of coaching people for a while?
Well, I've been, coaching people on the side, and nothing too big, because I felt like I wanted to wait until I have more competitions under more knowledge, more competitions under my belt, and I try to use that to help people in the end, basically. So I wanted to wait until I did something like placing top 6 at the Mr. Olympia or winning a big show before I start branching out and start doing that, because that would put me in a place where I have all the knowledge to try making diets and helping people out. So I think I'm qualified enough now to do that.
Okay. So who have you been working with? Have you been working with mostly competitors or regular lifestyle type of clients, or a mix?
A mixture of both, yeah.
Yeah. What's more satisfying? Most people I talk to, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but most people I talk to, they get kind of a little more satisfaction from helping somebody who's, they're totally out of shape. They've never looked good in their lives. And you can change their life. You can get 100 pounds off them, or you can give them muscles for the first time. And they're like, oh my God, I can take my shirt off. I've never taken my shirt off at the beach in my life. Whereas, bodybuilders are like, I didn't win. It's all your fault. I got second. I should have won. Because do you get a different type of satisfaction from competitors versus regular lifestyle clients?
Wow. I mean, that's a great question. I think regular people appreciate it more. Because they start seeing improvements, and they couldn't believe the type of, they see improvements so quickly,
yeah,
and they believe the type of improvements or the type of transformation their body makes. So I think they appreciate it more. Yeah. As far as competitors, they're a little bit harder to work with, because they've been training and stuff like that, so they want to see results
Yeah.
That's a little harder to help somebody that's been training and stuff like that.
Here's another thing. A lot of coaches will tell you that women competitors are easier to work with than male competitors. They take direction better. They don't question you, and they don't go behind your back and talk to a ton of other people and get second and third opinions. Have you noticed that women are a little more coachable than men?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, we're stubborn, man. We're just like a pain in the ass. Because you'll get somebody emailing or messaging you that they're already paying a coach. they're not going to pay you yet, but they want you to give them opinions. My coach says do this. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, dude, you're paying a coach. Why are you asking me? Then you shouldn't have that coach if you got to run to some other coach. Anyway.
And I think that's where, like, you know, social media plays a part. You know, everybody's so easily accessible.
Right.
And
right.
Sometimes, you know, people always want the easy way out, man.
They do.
And even training somebody and you give them the proper diet and nutrition and everything like that, they always feel like maybe it's an easier way to do this. You know?
Yeah, easier for sure. They're always looking for, but they're also wondering maybe there's another better way. Like if you give them a diet, maybe this guy's diet is better. Maybe this workout is better. And they're always looking for something better. And a lot of them,
you're actually absolutely right about that. But the thing about it is, you know, everybody's comparing themselves to somebody, and they don't know that you know your genetics and everything is like unique to you. You know, so you can't always compare yourself to somebody else. You know, you can look at them and try to make you see what they do and try to say, oh, maybe I could incorporate that into my training style, the way they train and stuff like that. But when you're in competition with constant people, like I would look at like amateurs that I've trained in the past, and they would start comparing themselves to pros, and I'm like, no, you're not at that level yet. You know. So you're not going to see the kind of results that you want because you're not willing to put in that work. That professional person put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. You're just starting out. So don't expect to look like a pro, you know?
Yeah. I mean, how long you been training now, Akim?
This is my 10th year as a pro. 10th year building. Okay. As far as competing, this is 10 years.
Wow.
You know, I've been 6-7 years as a professional.
Wow. Yeah, and you were training. So you started training like when you were about 20, 21, something like that?
About 22, 23, yeah.
22. And how old are you now?
36.
You're still a kid. You got plenty of time left. No worries. Let's talk about.
I feel like a veteran now, man, because I'm looking at all these new guys coming up, and I'm like, shit, I'm like in the old class now, you know.
Well, yeah, we always talk about Dexter because he was like the oldest guy competing. But yeah, it's good to see young people in the sport because for a while I was starting to get worried because like every pro was like between 35 and 40. I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? What are we gonna do? Soon everyone's gonna be too old to compete, and we're not gonna have any young guys anymore. But no worries, it all got sorted out. We got young pros. Tell me about MuscleMeds. How long have you been with MuscleMeds now?
Well, it was one of the companies I originally started with. So right in 2015, I signed with them. Wow, you know, everything went great. You know, we have a great relationship. Me and the owner, Gerard Dente, we have an amazing relationship. And it's also beneficial to me because, you know, they're out in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. So, you know, they're like a 20-minute drive away from me. So we get a lot of work done in terms of, you know, if they need any material and stuff like that. So it's amazing just being a part of a company that supports bodybuilding, that is about bodybuilding. The owner used to compete. Yeah. So, you know, they promote bodybuilding 100%. So I'm always happy that I have that support, you know.
Yeah. Gerard, most people don't know. Gerard used to be, you know, they didn't have super heavy class back then because it didn't exist. But he was like, I want to say he was like, what, 250 back in the day. Mm-hmm. Really good looking guy, great shape. And, you know.
Yeah, he was actually a bodybuilder, you know. It's just, the competition was a lot steeper back then, you know.
It was tough. There weren't many pro cards being given out.
Yeah.
I remember, you're not old enough to remember, but I remember when the USA, how many men turned pro at the USA? The whole USA.
One, right? Yeah.
And how many women? One. Now you look.
The year that I did the North Americans was the last year that they changed it, where you have to win your class and then win, like, I think the top 3 in the overall turn pro. I
remember it was just the overall for many, many years. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's good that the sport has grown. We got all divisions. We got more pro cards. It is what it is. But back to MuscleMeds for a second. It's pretty unique product range. They got a lot of different type of products. What are your favorite ones at the moment?
I mean, right now I'm using the Nitro Test, which is the pre-workout. It's amazing. It gives you a lot of energy when you're training. And also the carnivore mass that's been in the off season, and I'm also lactose intolerant. You know, that works perfect for me because, you know, I don't really have, you know, a problem with processing. I have a problem with processing milk products. So something like protein works perfectly for me. No upset stomach, you know. So that's what the benefit of me being with a company that, you know, I have a problem processing milk and I could actually use the products.
Carnivore is from beef. Carnivore is the only, I don't know if they're the only one, but they were definitely the first beef protein on the market. So that's lactose free, I'm assuming.
Yes, right? It is lactose.
Yeah, it's just the male bull meat, I guess. I don't know where they get it from.
It's all beef. So, you know, getting that carnivore mass in and getting all those extra calories in, you just, you know, help me improve this off season. So that's one of my staples for the off season, carnivore mass.
I'm just curious, what was your heaviest off-season weight, and do you like to stay a little leaner and tighter now, or
Yeah,
how?
a lot. The heaviest I've been was about 320 in the off season.
Ooh, good Lord. And you're, what are you, about 5'10"?
5'10", yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's a big dude. Yeah. What was that like, being 320 pounds?
It was great for being in the gym and lifting. You know,
Mm.
I was bench pressing 500 pounds easy. You
Ooh.
know, squatting 800 easy for reps.
Yeah.
But when it comes to everyday activities, like, you know, just walking around or just, you know, walking around the
Tying,
mall.
tying your shoe?
Yeah, exactly. Shoot, stuff like that, you know. It's
Uh, Man. Yeah, I mean, so what do you like to stay at now? Is there a weight that you like to say, I'm not going to get over this in the off season?
I don't want to get over 290. Perfect
290?
at 285, 290. That's it for me.
It's big enough.
Like, I would be happy at staying at like 280, 285.
Okay, fair enough. Just
Good.
throw it out there, guys. He didn't just flat 500 pounds. I've seen videos where you do an incline barbell 500
Yeah,
for a good
yeah,
few reps.
yeah.
You were doing it yourself. I didn't see anybody doing an upright row on top of the bench.
I
So,
was doing myself.
yeah, that's a lot. A lot of guys do that for the gram. There's one more product I did want to ask about, because this is crazy. Stem Tropin. It's brand new from MuscleMeds. Stem cell and GH booster. Good Lord. Have you
Yeah.
have you tried this yet?
Well, it's a new product that they're coming out with, so I haven't gotten a chance to try it, but I'm really excited to you know, take a go at it. But you know, all the stats and everything that they're saying about the product seems really amazing. I'm really excited to try it out.
Yeah. Stem cells, my God. Because
Yeah,
who's been Ronnie's been getting stem cells injected into his spine.
I
So
think also Flex Lewis just had some of it done on his shoulders, I think.
did he go to some weird country? Did he go like Colombia to do it or
Yeah, he
something?
went to Colombia to do it. So if you know, MuscleMeds have a product coming out that would allow you to, you know, take that product and get that kind of effect from a product. That's, you know, that's revolutionary, you know.
Dude, that'd be crazy because you because
Especially me, you know, I've had issue with my right shoulder, so you know, having something like that to help me out and help me with aiding recovery and stuff like that would definitely be beneficial.
oh, I didn't know you had any kind of shoulder problems. Like, I see you
Yeah,
pressing all kinds of ridiculous weights. What's going on?
I've been having a problem ever since I was an amateur. When
Really?
you know, I first started lifting, you know, you're super strong, but you don't know the tendons and stuff like that is not as strong. So I was
Yeah.
trying to shoulder press, like I think it was like 160 or something like that, and it has never been the same.
Well, a
Yeah,
dumbbell?
yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
And
Well,
I was under 200 pounds. I think I was about 185 at the time trying to do that.
you were trying to press 160-pound dumbbells.
Yeah,
You were only like 185 pounds.
yeah.
Dude. So,
So
wow, that is
ever since,
strong as fuck.
yeah, ever
Jeez.
since that injury, my shoulders have never been the same.
Wow. Holy crap. Did you ever come back to that weight?
Well, I've done like, you know, 150 dumbbells and stuff for shoulders, but I've never pushed the envelope to like I've gotten 150 for like 10 reps, something
Yeah.
like that. I've never like tried to push the envelope and go to 160. You know, when you do something and you get injured, that fear kind of sits in.
Oh yeah, dude. Tell me, I'd be here all day talking about that shit with my injuries. But
Yeah,
man, I'm in the comments. I'm curious, guys, because I bet someone's gonna say I'm 170 pounds and I've done 300-pound dumbbell presses. You know, whatever. I'd be like, whatever, dude. That's because I remember you were super strong, because the very first article we did, you
hmm
started training with a buddy of yours and you
hmm
got super strong, super fat. Before you got big, you got really strong.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
weren't you benching like 405 within like
yeah,
a month or something?
yeah, yeah.
Wow, dude. Okay.
It's an interesting story because, you know, back in my college days, we had this one guy. I think his name was CJ. I think he was about like 280,
Hmm.
big guy. You know, he played football and everything like that, and he was a man on the campus gym.
Okay. He was a man until you came along.
Yes, he comes to the gym and, you know, he out bench and out squat everybody. And I
Hmm.
just started working out, and you know, at the time I think he was doing like 4 or 5 or something like that on the flat bench, and that was a big deal for us, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
That
and
is a big deal.
within a month, I think I racked up to like 375. Then one day I just like, you know what, put the full plates on, and I banged it out for like 3 reps.
Oof.
Everybody was shocked, but nobody like they didn't say anything to him. So one day he came in and he saw the 4 plates, and he's just like, who's doing that? Like, you know, like, who's doing my weight?
Yeah. Man. So
And
he
he
was
didn't realize
it was
it's a,
he was 280. What were you weighing at the time?
I was under 200 pounds. I was,
Wow.
yeah, like
Dude,
290, 280, 190, 185 maybe.
dude, you showed him up. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
because he came in and he was all pissed off. He's like, who's doing that weight? And it was
Man.
just man. And he's like, what? You couldn't believe it.
So how much longer did you keep getting stronger before you started getting a lot bigger?
I think right after I decided to start competing, because I still didn't know anything about what bodybuilding and stuff like that. Back then, I was just training to train. It wasn't after I met, Leon Brown.
Leon Brown, yeah.
It wasn't after I met his wife on the bus, I think back in 2010, and she convinced me to compete. And then I started learning about bodybuilding, and I started learning about what it means to, train and, start eating eating a little bit more calories and stuff like that. Because back then I was eating like 1 or 2 meals a day. I wasn't eating at all.
Dude, that's the Max Charles plan. But I don't know if it works for everybody.
No, I mean, if you want to be competitive, it's definitely not going to work.
Man. So 2010, that was when you first got introduced to the idea of competing. And what year did you turn pro? Was it like 2012?
2013.
2013. Wow. Okay. So didn't take too long.
No,
think about it.
Pro pretty fast, actually.
Yeah. Good Lord. So looking at your physique from last year, you're getting better and better. And people ask me, who do you think could be like the next Rami to come along? Because I don't want to be that guy that says, well, now they're only looking for big guys at the Olympia. This is the standard now. Because God, we've had 4 different Mr. Olympias in 4 years, and they've all had very, very different looks. I think Phil, Sean, Brandon, and Rami, very, very different physiques.
Yeah.
But who could challenge Rami as far as structure, height, size? In that top 6, there's not many big dudes. You're the only one that's comparable in size to Rami that I can see. What do you think it would take for you to challenge him, to really give him a good push?
Well, I got a few feedbacks from one of the judges, actually 2 of the judges that was at the Olympia, and it was all positive. But one of the things they told me I really need to bring up to be pushed into that top 5 or even top 3 route is start working more on my lower back, start building more muscle and getting more definition in my lower back. So I've already procedures needed to start improving that body part. I started doing movements and stuff like that. I started look back at some of Dorian's old, just partial deadlifts and stuff like that. Start doing all those stuff. And I think those little stuff that I haven't been doing in the past is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, because it's, they gave the same knock to like Dennis Wolf, I remember, because some people's lats insert like right at the damn hip bone, like Franco Colombo, Dorian, Ronnie. Their lats literally attach right at the bone. Most people don't. It doesn't go that low.
Yeah.
Yours is up a little higher, so you need to kind of fill in what kind of exercises. You talked about rack deadlifts, but there's a lot of people listening to this who are probably like, man, I need lower lats too. What should I do? What are a couple things that you've been doing that seem to be helping?
Definitely, the rack deadlifts. The traditional deadlifts that Dorian do where he didn't touch the ground.
Yeah.
Those are really great for building your lower back, and also a lot of underhand grip movements.
Yeah.
The majority of times people, they do bent over rows. They only do overhand, and a lot of the people don't do underhand. So those are some of the stuff that I started doing, and I've really been noticing the difference in my lower back. And I think before I would do hyperextensions, but I would only do them like a few weeks up leading up to the show and stuff like that. That's something I started doing, in the off season also. So
do you need to hold on to weight for those, or are you so heavy that your own torso is enough resistance?
Well, in the past, I would just, do them with just my torso, just, without the weights and stuff like that.
Let's figure if you're 290, your upper body alone probably weighs about, I'm going to say 185 from the waist up is what you weigh. So that's enough weight.
Also, I mean, we're holding on to the weights. I think if you do it as a finishing movement, I don't think you need the weights.
Right. And I think if you did that, if you wear out your lower back at any point during the back workout, the rest of your back workout is screwed anyway.
Exactly.
So, okay. So you and Oscar have a good. Are you still heading over to his place to train sometimes or no?
It's just so peaceful and quiet. And one of the most important things I go there for, you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah. Because where do you normally train? Someplace in New Jersey?
Yeah, someplace. Yeah, it's a small gym in New Jersey called Elite Training Facility.
Okay, yeah, they were locked down for a long time. Yeah, so Oscar's private gym, no mask, no crowd. Put whatever kind of music on, I assume you want. You don't have to listen to I don't even know what crappy music they play these days. Ariana Grande or something. I don't know. I don't listen to that modern music. Anyway, so what are you guys thinking? Because you don't know exactly when your next show is going to be. So is this just off-season building, improving mode right now?
Yeah, off season, just improving my back. Trying to make as much gain as I can in my back, because back double bicep, like you said, back shows always one from the back, and that's one of the movement. The pose that I've always been a little bit like hesitant to do.
Yeah,
I've always felt like my back doesn't have the details or the size to compete with a lot of the top guys. But I think with a good off season and keep making improvements, it'll probably be one of my best poses.
oh, good, because you're like a lot of guys that from the front, it's like, Jesus, how big you look. You turn around, don't get me wrong, you still look huge from the back, but it's not quite the same because your back, it could still fill in. It could still have more thickness in the middle and some detail. When that matches your front, I think, I don't think a Mr. Olympia title is out of the question at all. Not at all. And if you asked me 5 years ago, you think Akim Williams ever win the Olympia? I would have said, what are you smoking? And can you give me some? Because no way Akim Williams. He's not that good. But man, Toronto, I think, was the first show where you impressed the hell out of me. And then I started thinking, this guy's actually getting way, way better. And then every season now, you've been stepping it up. And that doesn't happen too often with people that have already been a pro for a few years. Usually what you see is what you get after about 4 or 5 years as a pro. But, it's exciting to see someone like you that is, even after almost, you're getting close to 10 years as a pro soon here. For somebody to still be improving, it's exciting. It gives hope to people because we get tired of seeing the same. Even if somebody looks great, but they always look the same, it's like, It's like I use Dexter example because he's one of the greatest of all time. I love Dexter's physique. But I got so used to seeing it. Some spam calling again, so I'll just keep talking. Yeah, I got so used to seeing it that I was like, oh, there's Dexter again. Same Dexter. He's awesome, but I saw that. So to see something new, yeah, people get excited, and that's sport needs excitement. We're not the most thrilling sport at times. So yeah. So what else is going on? Anybody else you need to give shout outs to or thanks to?
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot of people. I would definitely, always so grateful and so thankful for, just having Oscar in my life. Building that relationship with him and getting to train with him. Also, Gerard Dente, owner of MuscleMeds, MHP. He's been behind me 100%, supported me like even throughout the whole pandemic. He's been there. He never bailed or anything like that. We stuck it out together and everything like that. So they're like family now. The whole team over at MuscleMeds, MHP. Just amazing, man, to have that backing and those people in my corner,
Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you didn't have too much trouble from the COVID. A lot of people watching this have gone through it too, I'm sure. We're not out of the woods yet. If you don't have it yet, guys, you probably will get it. So it's good to know that if you're healthy and strong and take care of yourself, it's probably going to be something you'll get over and move on within a week or two. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert, obviously. I don't want to be a Facebooker like all these experts on Facebook try to give fake ass medical advice. But yeah, so I'm glad to hear everything's cool, and congratulations, Akim. Top 6, the Olympia. That's the inner circle. Once you're in the top 6, that means you're a contender for the win. There's nobody that is in the top 6 of the Olympia that could not potentially win the Olympia, or you wouldn't get that far. That means you're that good. You're in that special group now, that elite group. So good to see you there, dude. I didn't see it coming, but man, I'm happy for you. Very happy.
Oh man, you know me. Like I say, man, I'm still more of like a old school bodybuilder. Like even going into this Mr. Olympia, I had a lot of people doubting me, and a lot of people not even gonna play top 15, and I would just sit and look at it and just laugh because I don't like to call myself out there on social media. I'll update here and there, but that don't mean I'm showing you what I really look like.
Right. You know what? It's probably better that way because if people don't expect a lot from you, and they're talking trash like, he's not that good, but then you do this and you place top 5 or top 6, they have to kind of eat their words. They either have to take it back or just shut up and stay quiet. Whereas, if you're somebody that they expect to be top 4, top 5, and then you bomb and you do like 10th or 15th, that's rough. That's embarrassing. So yeah, you're doing well, man. You're doing very well.
Appreciate it.
Cool. Well, that's it, man. I just want to catch up with you, congratulate you. It's been a while since we talked, and I hope 2021 is another level up for you. I'd love to see you top 3 and win another show on the way. Why not?
Yeah, man. Every day I go in the gym now, I make it like it's my motto right now. Where I say every day you go to the gym, you train with a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's been helping me to stay focused and keep pushing and keep trying to make improvements. So just go to the gym. You know, for everybody out there that's watching this interview, I tell you, every time you go to the gym, just keep in the back of your head, you know, every day you go to the gym and you train, just say you're going in there to train with a purpose. And that would work a lot harder and achieve your goals.
All right, everybody, check out trainwithakim.com. Coaching services now available. Competitors, regular human beings, everybody is welcome, I'm assuming. So take a look at it, guys. And thanks for the interview, Akim. Always good talking to you.
No problem.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.